Welcome to our 8+ streaming app. Corey Kuffler, Jenna Miner, Jonah Krell, and of course, Brian Stocking joining you. We're going to recap some of the games in case you missed something on the score tonight. But before we start with that, we went up to Maquoketa. 3 of us went up to Maquoketa the other day, and we shot a promo with the Maquoketa girls basketball team. They're ranked #1 in the state in Class 3A. They were supposed to play on Friday night, but because of the weather, their game got pushed to Saturday. They will be playing Cascade, who is ranked second, or the second best team in their conference. We're going to show you what we shot the other day. This is going to start airing all the time now, but let's give you a look at what our promo was like with the Maquoketa girls basketball team.
Oh. They're gonna know my name.
Go open. Timeout. Timeout.
What's the score?
The score?
It's all the highlights
From all the games.
The Score, Fridays at 10:15 on WQAD News 8. Sponsored by Carpetland USA, Harris Pizza, Menards, and Midwest Bank.
So first of all, let me thank the Maquoketa girls,
Yes.
Aubrey Kroyman, Malin Cleaver, and Cora Waddell, helping us with that. Also, we're not as bad as we look in the video.
Maybe you guys aren't, but
So we're as bad as we look in the video?
no,
Is that
I
what
said
you're
maybe
saying?
you guys aren't, but I
Or bad or-
definitely am as
okay.
bad as I look in
So
the video.
it was a lot of fun. They were really good sports. They reached out to us. They wanted to do this. I believe Aubrey's dad, Andrew, I believe, was the one that reached out to us. So thank you for reaching out to us. Get up if you haven't a chance. Go up and watch Maquoketa girls play. They're really good.
Very
They
good.
are
girls
home
basketball
tomorrow
team.
night against Cascade.
I mentioned that already, Stock. Thank
You didn't say
you.
whether they were
At home.
They are at
Yes,
home tomorrow.
Yes, I know. Anyway, we want to thank them. Great job by them. So, again, if anybody has another idea or wants to do a promo with us, we're up for it. We're up for it. And thanks to Drew Coffey. He is the one who
Yes.
shot that beautiful promo. All right, so let's get into some of the games that maybe you missed, and we want to recap, and we will start right down the street, Moline and United Township. This is the second go-around for these two teams. Moline beat United Township on their home court, first game of Western Big Six. Could UT get a little revenge? That's Josiah Massey thinking, yeah, we can. It's 13-9 UT. But Josh Hendricks, high off the glass and in, 15-13. Moline right there. Third quarter, Alante Anderson all crossing them up off the glass, 19-17. That's their first lead for Moline. Then Octavius Hickman muscling in. 3 points the old-fashioned way, 21-20 UT. Fourth quarter, Brady Welch. That's his spot. Knocking down the three, 24-21 Moline. Then Hickman again showing the muscle, hitting the short jumper. But Moline would come right back. Welch to Hendricks. They've done that a few times. He likes the corner three. It's good. And then Moline would hit their free throws down the stretch. Moline knocks off UT for the second time this season. They are winners in the Big Six. 8-0 so far, 40-33 winners.
They just try to grind and keep playing every possession, and I think that's why they're good. They don't get too up or down. They just keep on playing both ends of the court. We thought our defense was good. We were moving the ball. We weren't turning it over. We just needed to make a few more shots.
We knew eventually they were gonna fall. We had a bad first half, didn't shoot it well. We just knew we had a guard and finish it at the end. It's huge. We know we'll get everybody's best game, and we know we got to come out ready to play every game.
Moline now 8-0 in conference play. They have Rocky next Friday.
We're in a perfect position in this league. We have a lot of basketball left to play, and we have to make sure that we go out tonight and compete and bring our own energy the entire game. We've had a really good home court advantage. We've played really well on our home floor. So let's go up here tonight and get after it on our home floor. Take care of business here, all right? Right from the jump. Let's go.
Ball right on three.
1, 2, 3.
Ball right.
A big thank you to Coach VC for getting mic'd up. Bettendorf hosting Clinton. First quarter, the River Kings find Connor Schroeder. He pulls up for three, cashes in. That gives Clinton an early 3-0 lead. Bettendorf with a lot of ball movement. Creighton Agarello gets in the corner, has the one-hand pass here to Caden Gray. That's 2 points for the Bulldogs. Clinton up 1. Now it's 6-5 River Kings. Cole Shannon down low, spins around, floats this one in. Clinton extends the lead to 3. The Bulldogs keep moving the rock around. I know he hears this a lot, but it's Michael Gordon looking like Michael Jordan. Step back, drains the long jumper. Bulldogs within 1. Now it's Clinton with the steal. Cooper Bellitz lobs it up to Marshall Johnson. He is patient, gets the bucket through a slew of Bulldogs. It's now 12-7 River Kings. Bulldogs answer. Michael Gordon, no look pass to Drew Sharp. He takes his time from three-point land. Drake rattles it in. This is a close game, but it is the Bulldogs that come out on top. They win 60-55.
The Fan of the Night is sponsored by Millwright's Local 2158.
It was definitely a cold night here in the Quad Cities, but we want to thank all the fans. The players, I'm sure, will thank all the fans as well for going to the games, watching, braving that cold weather. We knew the gyms were warm, but it was that brisk walk from the car to the gym or back to your car, to your house, wherever you're going. Thank you for getting out and watching the games. Everybody who went to the game, you're a fan of the night. And of course, there was plenty of good girls' games. Central DeWitt leading the MAC, and that's where you were at tonight.
Yep, taking on Davenport North. They are 11-0 in the MAC. They look to keep it perfect. First quarter, Sabres lead 20-5. Ball tipped out to Dolores Overtance. She connects from mid-range. North down 13. More from the Wildcats in the second. Tayana Pendleton. She'll just pull up and drain the three. 23-10 Central DeWitt. And this is where the Sabres just get hot. Emma Putman on the fast break finishes through the contact and one. 26-10 DeWitt. And this is how you break a zone defense, folks. Swing, and Clara LeConte pays it off at the rim. Sabres up 20, and more from Emma Putman. She is just such a smooth shooter with that stroke right there. They stay on top in the second half to win 72-25, now 12-0 in the MAC.
All right, Brian Stocking.
Yes.
You have a ton of scores, some stuff that we didn't get to. What are some things?
Well, the Sabres have a 3-game lead in the MAC.
With how many to play?
6.
Six to play, so they haven't clinched
there are
yet.
3 teams trailing them. They are Bettendorf, Assumption, and Pleasant Valley. They're all 9-3. They trail the Sabres, though, by 3. That is amazing that there's a 3-game lead in the MAC.
Before you get to any scores, let me mention, you said Bettendorf. They had a nice win on the road up at Yours Gym up in Clinton. They did beat Clinton on Thursday night.
Correct.
Nice win. McCorkle had
33.
32. She had 33, and then you had Jayliana Guy scored 37. She sets a new school record. She breaks Shauna Green.
I've heard of
it was
her.
She's the Illinois basketball coach, and I cannot remember her maiden name. Garrison, thank you. Shauna Garrison had 36. She tied that record earlier this year, first game of the season. She had 36. Breaks it now, so she becomes the all-time school record holder
against Bettendorf in the first game.
Yes.
So she
can shoot. She can
She
play.
gets up for those games.
She's pretty good.
McCorkle in her last 3 games has 97 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Red hot. Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty
yeah.
good.
I mean,
all right, Stock. What other quick scores?
Okay, we had 3 scores on the board tonight. Lisbon played Prince of Peace. Prince of Peace, very game, but they fall 49-46. Minneapolis beats New London 63-27. The Bulldogs went 33-6 in the second half. Burlington Notre Dame stays undefeated. They beat Holy Trinity 71-45. Wapello rallied from 8 down at the end of the first quarter. They beat Highland 63-48. Minneapolis was hotter than a fireball.
You needed to be warm tonight because it was a little cold.
They scored the first 34 points of the game. They stay undefeated. They beat New London 60-10, and Lisbon scored the final 25 points of the game, and they beat Prince of Peace 52-12. And also,
I knew you weren't done.
I have one other.
Never.
52-35 Highland over Wapello in the girls.
In the girls' game. So a lot of games that were supposed to be played on Friday night got moved to Thursday. Some got moved over to Saturday. Kind of a whole big mess with all this weather, but again, stay safe, stay warm out there. Before we wrap up, I want to know what impresses you so far. 3 weeks into the score, the second half of the basketball season, Jenna, what's impressed you the most, or even what impressed you tonight?
Jeez, that's a very tough question. I guess I was at a MAC game tonight, so I'll talk about the MAC, right? MAC boys specifically. I just feel the level of competition in the conference is just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And little things, like on Thursday night, that Muscatine-North Scott game got moved. It's like Muscatine beats North Scott, but then North Scott hands Bettendorf their first loss.
On Tuesday night.
Yeah, so it's just how competitive it all is, and just one gets to win over the other, and it just keeps going. It's just, I'm very excited to see who ends up on top of that MAC battle. So I guess that's what's been impressive so far.
Jonah, for you?
Well, and to your point, I was at that game. DeWitt just falls short to North. So it's just two very competitive teams. Even though they're a little lower, they're right there, very competitive too. Yeah, I was in the MAC tonight as well, but I'm actually going to switch over to the Big Six, to the game that you were at, because it just really impresses me, this Moline team. We see it week after week, them kind of have to grind out these games against some quality competition. And they said it themselves, they did not have a great shooting night, but Brady Welch, they just kind of lean on him, a junior guard, and they were kind of all mobbing him after the game. It's just, they really rally around him. And Moline's got something cooking right now. I don't know how far they get because of their youth and that lack of experience, but right now they just kind of grind out games, and it's very impressive to see.
It's fun to see, and the thing is everybody knows you need to stop Brady Welch to kind of slow Moline down, and so far, nobody in the Big Six has been able to do that. He's done very well. He's had a good night. He had a good night. Josh Hendricks had a good night. Alante Anderson. A lot of guys kind of contribute to Moline and their success. I told Sean it was one heck of a coaching job, and he's like, give all the credit to the players. I'm like, you deserve a little bit of that credit too, Coach
Brady
Taylor,
Welch in the final 8 minutes of that game tonight, 14 points.
And that's the reason why they won.
Yeah.
It really was. It really was. For me, you stole my thunder with Moline, but look out next week.
Yes.
Rocky Moline at Moline at Wharton Fieldhouse. That place is going to be packed. I think Rocky is, believe it or not, they still may be a better team, complete team, but Moline got them in game one. So don't be surprised if Moline pulls off another upset. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm excited to see that game next week. That should be a really fun game between those two teams.
I have something to add, too. I want to talk about the girls a little bit. We had two Adelins. Two Adelins with some big accolades going to them this week. So Adeline Voss from Moline hit her 1,500th career point. That's insane. And Adeline Ellsbury from Sherrard picked up her 1,000th career point. So I want to give them shout-outs. That's obviously very impressive when anybody hits those milestones. So very big congratulations.
Stock, you're pointing at me with a pen, so something's brewing.
Well, we got two individuals that we are honoring this weekend. Bob Minton, the Orion will be hosting the Bob Minton Invitational. They start it tonight. They'll finish it tomorrow with finals. Also, up in Fulton, they'll be honoring the late Eric Ottens with the Eric Ottens Shootout. 8 games starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Calamus Wheatland versus West Carroll. A-Town's in there. Riverdale takes on Freeport at noon. Lee Wynn and Pecatonica are in the afternoon. Then at 4:30, Muscatine takes on East Peoria. Moline takes on Rockford Auburn. And then at 7:30, the finale is Byron versus Fulton. Byron's a very good team.
We'll be at both of those events. He'll be up in Fulton. She'll be out at Orion. Make sure you stick with us all week. And I know you got more, but we got to wrap this up.
I'm going to give
one more. Okay, Stock. One more.
4-0 teams in the LTC are A-Town and Galva. 3-1, Anawan, West Central, and United. Next week, you do not want to miss the score ever. But next week especially. Why? Because next week you have Rocky at Moline. You have Sherrard, who has a 1-game lead, who has a half-game lead over Orion in the track West. Newman has a 1-game lead over Mendota in the track East. Orion and Mendota both host those games. Then you got Anawan and West Central, both 3-1 in the LTC. A game back of A-Town and Galva. They're at West Central. Morrison at Fulton, huge battle. I mean, you got a lot of big games next week, that are going to be off the chart big.
As we like to say, they're all big this time of year. And as he said, don't miss the score. We will be back next week for week 4 of the score. We'd like to thank you for joining us and staying with us here on the 8+ app.